Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this week's video. If you are new here, I'm Lisa. I'm a freelancer who lives in Cornwall, and if you're not new here, then welcome back. In this week's vlog, I'm going to be sharing a week's worth of workouts and how I'm moving my body and keeping myself fit both mentally and physically as a busy freelancer. I am 30 years old and I am relatively new into my fitness journey. I would say I only started taking fitness and health really seriously about a year ago. Since then, I have done lots of things to make sure that I am improving my health. As I get a little bit older and entering into my 30s, I think it's the perfect time to start. This week I'm going to be doing some of my go-to workouts as well as 2 new classes that push me slightly outside my comfort zone, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll be feeling encouraged and inspired to get out there, try something new, push yourself outside of your comfort zone. I'm coming to you from Monday morning. It is 7:45 and I am just heading out the door to go to my first class of the week, which is something new that I've never done before. So we are starting a brand new week with a brand new workout that I've never done before. I'm a little bit nervous, but this is where the good stuff happens, when you push yourself outside your comfort zone and just say, okay, I'm going to try it. Because what's the worst that's going to happen is that you're not going to enjoy it and you leave and you don't go back. No one is going to force you to go back to something that you didn't enjoy. But how do you know you're not going to enjoy something unless you give it a go? So that's kind of the mentality that I've got this Monday morning. It's also a bank holiday Monday, so I feel like I get an extra pat on the back for being up at this time and going out to do my exercise for the day. But I tend to prefer to do my exercise in the mornings if possible, because I just feel like it sets me up for the day. I don't have to think too much when I'm getting out of bed and thinking, oh, what are we going to do today? Like, how can I get my day started? If I've booked a class or I know that I'm going to be doing a workout or a run, then I just get it done and then I feel great for the rest of the day. I am going to hop in the car now because if I don't, I'm going to be late, but I will chat to you guys some more when I'm in the car driving and I'll explain where we're heading this morning. I really hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. Super quick fit check before I leave. I'm wearing my new Tala top, which I bought this weekend. It arrived yesterday and I am utterly obsessed with this colour and it just feels so flattering and soft. So I'm giving it a little test run, see how it fares today at my workout. And then the leggings, I think these are just from New Look actually. I've had these for quite a long time. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing to my workout today. Okay, I'm in the car now so I can actually have some time to yap and catch you guys up on what I'm up to this morning. For this morning's workout, we are heading to Falmouth, which is quite far, I won't lie, to drive to do a class. However, my friend Emily runs an amazing fitness group which focuses on strength training, so a lot of weightlifting and more, I guess, what I would call gymmy stuff, which I just have never really enjoyed, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. I feel like I have absolutely zero confidence when it comes to weight training. However, one of my goals for my 30s is to get a bit stronger because I am actually quite weak. I can run a 5k, I've ran a 10k before, and I feel like my cardiovascular fitness has increased. However, I am just still quite weak, and I do realise that building muscle is really, really important, especially as women, as we age. And I'm not saying that I'm super old. I know I'm only 30, but I think now is a good time to start. And if I have a personal trainer friend who runs an amazing class, I think that is the perfect opportunity for me to give it a go. So that is where we're going this morning. It's an hour-long class. She has this amazing setup, which is like an indoor-outdoor gym. I've never actually been before, but she just documents it really well on social media. And I've spoken to her a few times about going to this class, but it's just never worked out because Falmouth is about a 45-minute to an hour drive from Newquay. So I'm definitely putting in the investment here by driving all the way over there this morning. But I do think it will be a great introduction for me to feel out how I can get a bit more confident with the weights. With someone who's familiar to me, it's a very supportive group and I think it will just be really, really fun. And again, as I said this morning, what's the worst that can happen is that I don't enjoy it. I don't have to go back. To be honest with you, I don't see this as being a class that I'm going to be able to go to on the regular because of how far away it is, but because it's a bank holiday Monday today, I don't have as many meetings, or I don't have any meetings actually with any of my clients that I would normally have on a Monday. So I would never normally be able to make this Monday 9 a.m. class, but because it's bank holiday, I don't have the meetings. I thought, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity to give it a go and start the week trying something new. So I am going in with a really positive mindset. I think that's really important when you're trying something new as well, is to make sure that you tell yourself it's going to be good, because if we are saying, I'm really nervous, oh, it's going to be awful, I'm gonna hate it, then you probably are gonna hate it because you've just programmed your brain to think that. But if you are being really positive and saying affirmations like, I'm gonna try something new and I'm gonna do my absolute best, this is gonna be a great experience, I know that I'm gonna be strong today, then you're prepping your brain basically to expect those results, and I'm a firm believer in all of that. So that is what we're saying today to ourselves on this drive here. We are banishing the nerves and we're just gonna be super positive, give it our best shot, and you know, what's the worst that could happen? I have one word for that class: humbling. I definitely do need to be going to more classes like that because I don't have any strength really. So I'm coming from very much a beginner, but the only way is up. When you're a beginner and when you're starting something new, you're only going to get better. So I definitely adopted that mindset when I was in the class, and I just looked at the other people that were lifting heavier weights than me or managing to do more reps than me, and looking at that rather than in a comparison kind of state of mind where I think, oh, why can everyone else do this and I'm struggling. I look at it as like motivation, that you know, they started from day one at one point and now they are lifting really heavy weights and doing these kind of exercises really seamlessly, and I know that if I keep showing up for myself, I will one day get there too, because that's exactly how I felt about running when I saw everyone running 5k on the weekends, or even like now looking at people running half marathons and marathons. I know that at one point I couldn't even run for 1 minute without stopping, and now I can run for, you know, 40 minutes at a time without stopping. And I just know that if I am consistent with something, then I can achieve my goals. Whereas I think that was missing for me previously when I was really at the beginning of my fitness journey. I just used to think that fitness wasn't for me, and I'm not a fitness girl, and I put myself in this box. And I think a lot of us are guilty of doing that, whether that's with fitness, with work, with relationships. You put yourself in a box and you say, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not the type of person that works out and does this exercise. I'm not the type of person that wears this outfit. I'm not the type of person that could achieve this goal in my career. But actually, you don't need to put yourself in a box. You just need to show up consistently and start from the beginning. So that's kind of what that class has taught me. It was so much fun. It was nice to see my friend as well and see her in her element as well. She did such a good class, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who is closer by. I'm just a bit gutted that I don't really live close enough by to make that a regular thing, but best believe if I lived in Falmouth still, I would definitely be going to that class once a week because it was just such supportive and fun vibes. I think I am going to be feeling a bit sore tomorrow, but hey, that means that I've at least worked myself hard. Now I'm back home, I thought I would show you guys what I will be having for lunch after that quite full-on workout. I used to be one of those people that thought, oh, well, I've just done a workout, I want to eat as little calories as possible because otherwise the workout won't have counted. And it has taken me to the ripe old age of 30 to realize that is ridiculous, and if I want my body to perform, I need to be fueling it. So today I'm going to try a new recipe that I've not had before, which is a 2-ingredient high protein pizza. Now I don't know if this is going to work. So it's 85 grams of self-raising flour, and then it's 95 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt. You literally mix these 2 ingredients together and it forms a dough, and then you can put your toppings on. I'm gonna have it with a bit of cheese, some parma ham and some tomatoes on top. Because of the Greek yogurt and also the ham on top and the cheese, that makes it quite a high protein lunch. Just thought I'd show you guys. I don't even know if it's gonna work. I've never made a pizza like this before, but we'll see how it goes. It might be one of those fad hacks online, but you've got to try these things. So I'm gonna try it for you guys now, and I will let you know what the end result looks like. That's got to go in the oven now for, it does say 30 minutes at 180 degrees, but I am going to keep an eye on this because I have a very fast oven and I feel like it's going to be done a bit quicker than 30 minutes, but looks pretty good. Hopefully the dough lives up to the hype, and I will report back shortly. Okay, this actually looks so good, but of course the taste test will be the final determinator of whether I'm making this again. Okay, time for the taste test. That is so good. That just tastes like pizza dough. Can you see it's like really fluffy inside? So good. Yeah, that passes the taste test. Good morning, guys. It is day 2 of the week's worth of workouts. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I woke up feeling so sore this morning from yesterday's workout. Every muscle in my body, muscles I didn't even know existed, are hurting this morning, but I've had a good stretch out. I normally stretch before I go for a run, which is what I'm doing this morning, by the way, in case you didn't guess. But I normally do a really good stretch before a run, but this time I actually spent a good 25 minutes like fully stretching out every muscle, and I'm already feeling a bit more mobile in all of my muscles now after I've done that big stretch, so that's definitely helped. But the aim of the game here is just to have fun this morning. I'm going for a run. I originally had planned this to be a 5k, but I am just going to completely listen to my body. If I start running and things are hurting because I did a new workout that I'm not used to doing yesterday, then I will just stop and I will walk, because it's really not worth getting injured for. But at least I'm out the door. I have my trainers on. It's 8:20, so we are out relatively early. Gonna get this run done before I start the working day. It's currently Tuesday. It's the Tuesday after the bank holiday weekend, so everyone is kind of like back to work today, so I'm hoping it's going to be like relatively quiet outside. It is looking quite wavy out there. Let me show you guys the waves that I'm seeing at the moment. They are pretty big. I don't know if you can tell. It is looking quite choppy out there, so I think I am going to be quite windswept on this run. But it's also really warm outside. It is, well, 16 degrees apparently. I don't know if I believe that, but yeah, it is quite warm outside today, and the breeze just feels so warm and lovely, which is very welcome change from the winter runs that I've been doing in the last few months. So I'm looking forward to getting out. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to really be just listening to my body, not pushing it. And if this ends up just being a walk, then that is amazing as well. We've still moved our bodies before work, and that is really the aim of the game for me. I'm not really training for anything specific. I'm not competing in anything. I'm not trying to get a quicker time or anything like that. I really am just doing it for the love of doing it, really. I did it, 5k in the bag. I couldn't resist getting a coffee as well. When I finished my run, just down the road here, there is a coffee van that I've never been to before or even seen before. I literally finished the 5k basically outside this coffee van, so it was meant to be. I had to get myself a little iced latte. Yeah, that was actually really good. I felt quite good in my body. It was really windy, so the wind was definitely like taking my breath away at times. But if I'm being honest, I looped back to the car and was on 4k, and I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna do another k because I've got it in me. And I always feel like when you go for a run, it doesn't matter what you do, but you should leave everything out there. So don't be like, oh well, I'm back at the car now, that's that done. Like, I felt like I had more in the tank and I didn't have a time constraint to be done by, so I just thought, you know what, I am just gonna do one more little loop, and then that loop ended at the coffee van. what's a girl to do? I'm extremely sweaty now. We are fully in summer run season for sure, because I'm literally in like a little vest and shorts, and I am still absolutely sweating. So I think from here on out, it's definitely short shorts running weather. I actually wore some new shorts today for the first time. These are from Tala, and I will say, they did not budge, which is really, really good. There's no chafing. They didn't move an inch, and that is really good for me. I do find that leggings, and particularly shorts, like ride up and down a lot when I'm running, but these were really, really good. So I'd highly recommend. They're the Tala, actually, I can't even remember the name of them, but they're like the Tala black shorts with the scrunch bum. But I will leave a little link in my description below if anyone does want to shop them. But yeah, they were really good. I'd recommend for a good running short. Okay, we have jumped slightly forward to 2 days. So it's currently Friday morning. Let me fill you guys in on what's been going on over the last couple of days. So the last clip you would have seen was the run that I did on Tuesday. That was really good. And then on Wednesday, it was such a nice day, and I decided I was going to have a rest day and I wasn't going to do any working out because my muscles were still really sore from Monday's session. And then to do the run on top of that, I did feel like, okay, Wednesday's got to be my rest day because my body is kind of like screaming at me just to have a little break. So I took the opportunity where it was really beautiful and sunny to just work in the day but then go to the beach after work. So I drove to Falmouth and I just sat on the beach and had a lovely chilled evening at the beach, which was so needed, and that was all great. And then yesterday I made a bit of an error. So I basically had booked a dance class to try. It's like a new one that I've never done before. I've seen it advertised and it looks so much fun. It's all about being confident and having fun with it. It's not like a technical dance class, it's just like really fun vibes, but you get your heart rate going as well, so it's a really good workout. So I booked that, and it was in Perranporth, which is a place in Cornwall. It's about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes from Newquay. And I stupidly didn't think that I'd also booked on the same day a content shoot for my client up in Devon. And I thought I could make it after work and after I'd finished the shoot, but I don't know why I thought that, because the shoot finished at around 5 and then the dance class was at 6 and I was up in Devon and it was like an hour and a half drive. So I didn't actually make it to the dance class, which is a little bit annoying, but it's okay. I'm definitely going to rebook it again because I do really want to try it still. But yeah, doing a content shoot, 8 hours of running around a restaurant and a pub, shooting loads of content is probably enough for me for one day anyway. So I definitely got my steps in yesterday, but yeah, I didn't actually do like the workout that I had planned. And part of me was thinking, oh, I've kind of like ruined the week's workout vlog, but then I thought, no, actually, like, this is real life and this is a very realistic week of, you know, balancing workouts with a busy work schedule. So yeah, we're back on track today. It is currently 7:30 in the morning on Friday and I am just heading over to Sea Space. I'm going to do my sunrise yoga session. It starts at 8. I've just had my bowl of porridge, so I'm going to leave the house in a minute, and then I am going straight from the yoga session to the cafe at Sea Space because I've got a meeting there at 10. So I'm going to do the yoga session, do my meeting, and then I'll come home. Tell you what, I'm really looking forward to this session because it's just going to stretch me out so nice. And also I have been feeling so overwhelmed in the last 2 days just with how much work I've got on at the moment. And I think having a little structure where you have your workouts planned out, admittedly, obviously, yesterday it didn't really go to plan, but when you manage to plan out your workouts, it just feels like part of the routine, because I do know that if I hadn't planned out these workouts, then I would just not do them and then I'd feel even worse. So actually having something in the diary and like making an appointment with yourself, even if it's not a class that you actually need to book, like say if you're going for a run, treat it like an appointment or a meeting and book it in your diary, because then you'll actually get it done and you do feel better for it. Like exercise definitely helps me manage my stress and it's a really good tool for doing that. I'm gonna head to Sea Space now and I will catch up with you guys later on. Hello, it is Saturday and I'm just about to head out the door to meet my mum to go for a little walk around Tahiti Woods, which is a little woodland area in Cornwall. And then I think we are going to go to the cafe there as well, get some cake and tea and just have a nice little catch up. It is freezing here today. I don't know what's happened to the weather. At the beginning of the week and the beginning of this vlog, it was literally shorts and t-shirt weather. Like I was actually getting a tan at one point. And now I am going out the house with my hat and my gloves with me because the weather forecast says 8 degrees, feels like -2. So not sure what earlier in the week was about. Maybe it was just like spring kind of teasing us as for what's to come with summer. But I'm definitely wrapping up warm and layered up today because it's meant to be freezing cold. I guess this walk is kind of going to be my exercise for the day. I might do a little workout this evening, just like upper body, because I really want to keep up with my strength training, but also I'm going to see how I feel because I am feeling pretty tired after what has been the most ridiculously hectic week work-wise, and I just feel like, yeah, today is my one day off, so I want to enjoy it, and getting out in the fresh air, getting some steps in is just as good as doing a workout. Just got back home. That was such a nice walk. We did about 5k, I think, in the end. It was like a 5k walk, just sort of like a round circular walk. Also, I got all my Easter eggs from my mum, my mum and my dad, but it was just my mum today. I didn't see them last weekend for Easter, so we did our Easter egg swap today, which was a nice surprise. I've got this big old mini egg, and then look at these Biscoff eggs. If anyone knows me, they know I like Biscoff. And then Lindor eggs as well. It's all about balance, guys. It's all about balance. Also, public service announcement. I need everyone to know about the cafe at Tahiti Woods and their cakes. Oh my God, unbelievable. Mum had like a lemon cake. But it had really pretty like flowers on top and it just looked really beautiful, tasted really good too. And then I had apple and cinnamon because, again, if you know me, you know I love all things like autumnal, even though it's spring now. If there's any kind of like toffee apple, cinnamon bun, like anything like that on the menu, that's what I'm normally going for in the sweet department. It was so good. I would highly recommend that place for a good walk. The car park was absolutely rammed from the moment we arrived. Even when we left, it was still really rammed. I couldn't actually get a space, so I ended up just like parking on the end of the road, which everyone else was just kind of like dumping their cars wherever they could. But it's a really lovely walk. They have different trails. So there's specific trails that are dog friendly, so you can bring dogs. We didn't bring Flint with us this time, but you could go back and definitely take a dog with you and walk around. It was very child friendly as well. Lots of people with children, with prams, that kind of thing. And yeah, they've got the little cafe there as well, which you can take away. They have outdoor seating, or you can sit inside like we did. As I said this morning, it was actually quite cold, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't need my gloves and my hat in the end, but it was still, when the breeze came, pretty nippy. So I think we are still in the funny territory of like, we're not quite in summer yet, but it's just typical spring weather really. Like even on that walk, it was so sunny and then it just started randomly raining for like 2 minutes and then it completely stopped. So yeah, I'm glad that we layered up, but it was a really lovely walk and I've got all my steps in, 10,000 steps done. I think I'm going to leave it at that for today because yeah, I got all my 10,000 steps in and got out in the fresh air, feeling really good for it. I'm gonna make some dinner now because all I've eaten today is poached eggs on toast at like 9 and then that cake, and it's like 5 o'clock, so I'm pretty hungry now. I think I might make a chilli. I did pop to Morrison's on my way home and picked up some stuff, so I could make a chilli or I could just have one of those pizzas that I made the other day for lunch. Honestly, I'm just obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed. I can't tell you how many times I've made one of those 2-ingredient pizzas this week. But it's just so easy and it tastes really, really good. Like, if there's one thing you take from this vlog, guys, please make that pizza. It's so, so good. If the wind conditions have improved by tomorrow, then I think I'll probably do a run as my final like workout of the week on Sunday. If not, I might head to the gym or do like a little home workout or something. I'm not sure yet, but definitely going to do something tomorrow that's a little bit more high impact because the last few days have been quite chill. Obviously Wednesday had my rest day. Thursday didn't do anything. Friday did yoga. Today been for a nice walk. So it'd be good to end the week with a run or a workout, but I'm going to see what the weather's doing tomorrow. I'll keep you posted and catch up with you guys tomorrow. Just getting ready for workout number 5 of the week, the final workout of the vlog as well. And you guessed it, we're going on another run. As you guys know, running is my ultimate hobby. It's my favourite thing that's really got me back into fitness in my 30s and I just love it so much. So I try and do at least 2 runs a week. I did the first one on Tuesday this week and that just leaves today. Sunday is the last day of the week to get that second run in. It's a bit of an unusual time for me to be going for a run right now. It's currently 4 o'clock and basically I have been working all day, which I won't make a habit of on a Sunday, but to be honest with you, there's a very good reason for why I'm working so much at the moment, which I'll share with you guys very soon. But it does mean that I haven't managed to get my run in the morning because it was actually pouring with rain this morning and I took one look outside the window and said to myself, no, it's meant to brighten up later. I'm not going to put myself through running in the rain when it's literally going to stop this afternoon. And I just decided to crack on with work, but it has meant that it's now 4 o'clock and I'm going out for my run, which I don't know what it is. I'm just very much a morning person when it comes to exercise. I like to get up, get ready, get out on my run or whatever it is and get the workout done and then feel really good for the rest of the day. But by the time it gets to 4 o'clock, honestly, I feel like really fatigued, even though I haven't actually done anything today. I haven't even left the flat today. As I said, I've been working really hard and it's just been very much like sat down in front of the laptop all day. So I know I definitely need to go on this run. I definitely need to get out of the house. I'm going to feel amazing for it. But honestly, the motivation to go out at this time versus the morning is so much harder. I feel like I've really had to peel myself off the sofa and be like, okay, we're going for this run, we're going to do it. But I do feel good now. I've got my kit on. I think the hardest part of going for a run is getting the gear on, getting your trainers on and just getting out the door. And as soon as I put some good tunes in my ears, I'll be good to go. I'd also really like to find some new running routes that are maybe outside of Newquay a little bit, but for today, we are just going to do the classic down to the boating lake, do a lap of the boating lake, and then I think I'm going to run up to the beaches and try and end on the seafront because I think that'll be nice. And the sun has come out, so I'm hoping for some kind of, well, it won't be sunset because sunset's at 8 o'clock now, which is amazing, but some like early dusk kind of scenes, I feel. I don't know how warm it is outside. It was quite cold and windy this morning, but I feel like it's going to have warmed up a bit now the sun's out, so hopefully it won't be too hot. But I am in my Gymshark shorts and top, and then I've got my trusty running vest as well to put my headphones, phone and my water and keys and stuff. So yeah, let's go get this 5k done. Guys, I can't believe it. That was another PB. What the hell is going on? If you guys watched last week's vlog, you'll see that I hit a 5k PB. I ran it in 37 minutes and 20 seconds, I think it was. And anyway, went out today, did exactly the same route. So I think it is the Newquay boating lake that is my lucky charm. But I finished the run, looked at my watch, and I had ran a 36-minute 5k, like 36-minute on the dot. Actually crazy, what the hell, can't believe that. That is so unheard of for me. I am such a slow runner, always have been, and I don't have a problem with that. I just love it so much and I see it as like hitting the distances are my milestones. But when you see that, when you put in the effort and then the rewards are that you're hitting PBs and you're seeing that improvement in the numbers, it is so satisfying, I can't lie. I mean, I will never be one of those runners that's you know, feeling like they failed a run because they haven't ran it in a certain time or whatever. But you can't deny when you do kind of like hit a milestone or a new personal best that it does feel really, really great. And yeah, I'm just so chuffed with that. I can't believe I can run a 36-minute 5K. I think it probably is a little bit of a fluke, and I don't think I'll be doing that on the regular, but at the same time, like, I've just proved to myself that that is something I can do and I'm very capable. And that's what I love so much about running. It just fills you up with so much confidence in your ability to do hard things. And then I find personally that that spills into other areas of my life. So I feel like sometimes if I can run a 36-minute 5K without stopping, then I can do anything I kind of set my mind to, whether that is in my career or financially. Like, it just really fills me with a lot of confidence in myself and my abilities, because you're literally proving to yourself that you can do something really difficult. And I will say 5K is so difficult. I think it's really easy to jump on social media and see people running half marathons and marathons and thinking they make it look so easy and that 5K in comparison should be easy, but it's really hard to run a 5K. So if you're running 5K, like, good for you, well done, because it's not easy and a lot of people, you know, can't run a 5K. I only ran my first 5K last year and it took me a good 4 months of training to be able to get to that level. There was a point where I could not run for 1 minute, so it makes me feel really proud of myself to look how far I've come. But yeah, if you're running any kind of distance, then you are doing an amazing job, and keep at it, because you will slowly and surely see progress, and hopefully you'll be finding it so beneficial for your mental health, which is definitely what I do it for anyway. That kind of outweighs all the other elements of running and like the competitive side of it. But I'm just so happy with that, and I feel like that's the perfect way to end the vlog and the week's worth of workouts. If you've made it this far through the video, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed this week's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys!